more handy at home. And keep yourself busy, keep yourself, you know, having fun, learn a new hobby, and get ready for questions, because at the end we'll have questions. So if you have any questions, just, you know, you can write it down, or you can keep it in your, you know, keep it in your head. Then as soon as she's done, we can ask her questions. All right? Take it away, Tracey.
All right. Good morning, ladies. Happy Mother's Day, and happy future mothers. I was trying to think of a definition or a way to explain mothers, and the thing that came to the top of my head first was open 24 hours. I'm sorry, yes. And as your kids get older, I'm sorry, I can't tell you it gets any better. It just gets different. Right, amen? You can testify to that, who has older children. Because you're really busy, it's nice to have some quick and easy ideas. And my first idea this morning is, this is called my safe haven garden. I call it a safe haven garden because I have to keep it safe from the snow, because it just keeps snowing. So it's hard when you want to plant. Last year I found with the weather being so bad that by the time I was able to plant certain things and put them out, I had a tomato plant. And by the time it actually got ready and great, it was like the end of August, the beginning of September. So it started to get too cold. So starting things inside is a good idea. If you have a small place, or even with the weather, if you just want to keep something tiny and grow vegetables in it, so you can pull it in and out, you can keep it on your deck, and you want to just do that. Or if you want to take, when they get a little bigger, you want to plant them if you have a garden. So what this is right here is, I found this really good. I found this at Lowe's for about $9.95, $9.98, which is a pretty good deal. And the way it's round like this is a bowl, I can get lots in it. I have lettuce here. The beautiful thing about lettuce is you don't have to pull the whole thing out. You can just keep cutting it. And as you cut it, it grows back. The only thing is I forgot to tell my husband that. So he came in from the garden one day, and he went to hand it to me, and he went, ah! Put it back, put it back. Ladies, you can't put it back. Once it's out of the ground, that's it. So what a good idea is when you're doing a garden, don't put a whole bunch of stuff in here really tight, because you want room for these things to grow. So this lettuce is going to spread out and grow. The only downside to when you're doing things in small pots is you have to water it more, because you don't have a lot of depth of soil. So, and in our weather, when it's windy and hot, you might have to water something like this in the morning and night. Better if you can get a little watering can instead of pouring a whole bucket on it, because these plants are delicate. So I have green onions in here. Green onions are beautiful. They're easy to grow. You can grow them in here in your garden, and I get green onions if I leave them. I can get green onions like this big. And once you have green onions from your own garden versus a store, oh my goodness. I hate it when I run out of onions and I have to start buying store-bought ones, because the taste just isn't the same. I have a tomato plant in here, and I'm going to transfer this pretty quick. Just let it grow a little bit. I'll transfer it to a bigger pot, and then I have a great big pot outside that I kind of pull in. Okay, for that, and this, I'll just put this down here. This is my herb garden, and I love my herb garden. But these are gloves. I get a lot of my gardening supplies, you can get at the Looney store. I buy a lot of gloves at the Looney store, shovels, anything, so which is great. So, oh yeah, and I forgot to show you this. The lettuce comes in like a container like this, and you can get for under $3, you can get plants. And you're gonna, I mean, how much does it cost for one head of lettuce? This I love. I just got this at Winners, and you can just poke some holes in the bottom because you want a place for water to go, especially if you have a big rainstorm. And this is oregano and thyme and dill. And I couldn't find any parsley yet. The plants, because of the weather, they're either not looking well or they don't. Superstore Garden Center wasn't open last week. So this looks pretty. I can keep it on my window at home, and then I can take it outside in the sun when I like. And all I do is cut pieces off, and I just bring them in. I either use them like this or I dry them out a little bit, and you've got fresh herbs. And it's really simple. This is the dirt I got, which is really look like a good mix. This was $6.97 at Superstore, and it has a whole bunch of good things in it, good price. And I only used, for all I did, I used like maybe half the bag. All right, now I'll just go from one thing to another, and then if you have questions later, we can go back to them. So after you've worked in the garden, and you're getting tired, you're getting thirsty, you might want a beverage. So I don't know, I'm an iced tea fan, but I don't like when you buy it at the store. I get it, I find it too sweet. And you know, you've got sugar, you've got chemicals, you've got a price. So I love doing this at home for a treat, because I try to drink just water, but sometimes I just get tired of water and I want something else. So what I do is I boil the kettle, and I put about half of boiling water in here. I take a tea bag, and I'm gonna let that maybe sit for 5 minutes. But while it's sitting, what I do is now you can control the sugar. It's all maybe the first time, you have to taste it and say, okay, a little too much, a little less. I also use stevia in here that I get at Superstore, President's Choice Stevia, for a sugar substitute. But say I'm just gonna do 1. You wanna do it when it's hot and stir it, because if you wait until it's cold, then you're gonna drink it and you're gonna get those sugar crystals. So you do that. And then what you do, and I forgot my lemon squeezer here, but what I do is I take lemon, cut it in half, I use my lemon squeezer, and I put lemon if you like lemon iced tea. I like a whole lemon because I like a lot of lemon. And then what I do is I just take ice. I guess I should take, well, it depends if you want to steep it longer. But if you want, I take the tea bag out, throw the ice in there, and then just do this, and you can fill it up with more cold water. And then you've got a cup of your homemade iced tea. Nice. Very, very nice and very quick. Also too, I make it in a big jug. And Brittany knows because I try to do this, I make it in a big jug when we have family gatherings. I just make a big jug, so, you know, then instead of having pop available, they have this big jug of iced tea available. So I can show you too how to make it in that big iced tea later. All right, now you've gardened and you've had a drink, and now you come inside and you go, oh, my hands, they look dry. You know, the Alberta weather, your hands get dry. Yeah, you're right. I didn't do any nail polish because with doing all this dirt yesterday, I had dirt under my fingernails. So what you want to do is just say, oh, man, I got to do with these hands. So what I found is a great way to exfoliate your hands that's cheap and from stuff in the kitchen. What you do is you're going to grab olive oil, and does anybody, 2 volunteers? If you want to volunteer, come up, Easy, Shade, come up.
I like my hands.
Okay, well, we can do 3 people.
No, I like my hands.
You like your hands?
Yeah?
Right. Do you want to do
What I'm going to do is, you guys just put your palm out and put it like this, so because I'm going to give you 1 teaspoon of sugar each. Don't eat it. All right.
I was kidding.
And then I'm going to give you, and you're going to have to share over this bowl here.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Yeah, you can scrub, but now, if you like, you can use some little aromatherapy, lemon or peppermint. You want to try a few? Lemon? Just a little bit of that, which I love. Essential oils. Yes, essential oils. So you can scrub together, and sorry, there's not a lot of room. Take your hands, and you're just gonna really scrub well, and you're gonna, whoops, sorry, stepping over my plant. You're gonna try to scrub in the middle here, because you know sometimes you get right here. So you're just gonna move it all over and scrub it. Can you feel that sugar? And you're gonna get it in the cracks. And then when you feel like you've scrubbed enough,
And then you can use this for your lips. If you have chapped lips,
you can try it too. Chapped lips, a toothbrush actually works well. Ladies, do I have you with me still? You can use it for chapped lips. You can also take your toothbrush and just run your toothbrush across here to get rid of any dead skin on your lips as well. So if you've scrubbed enough and you feel good, you can rinse it, and there's a paper towel there. And then what you could do is you can just take a nice cream. While they're doing this, something I forgot to tell you too is about plants. If you're planting in your garden, and tell me if I get this mixed up, because sometimes I do. Perennials and annuals. You get annuals, plants that you just put in your garden, flowers, and they're going to die off. Annuals, bushes and shrubs, they're going to come back every year. And in Alberta, because our weather is so, it's like a hormonal woman. Yes, that's the best way to describe it. Something that comes back every year is going to be deeply rooted, and it's going to be climatized as much as it possibly can to the Alberta weather. The nice thing, all you do is, it's spring, summer, if you've planted something the previous year, it's going to die and lay dormant. It'll come back beautiful the next year. All you have to do is, you may have to take some dead stuff out. Leave your dead stuff, because it helps, what do you say? Yes, insulate it for the winter.
Question. It also helps to put some hay during the winter time.
Yes, it does. Yes, to keep them warm and cozy in their beds. And I like to look, when I'm buying the plants, I like to look for color and fragrance, because it's nice to come out your door and smell something beautiful. Stuff that blooms at different times, springs and summers, so you always have something blooming. It's nice to buy some flowers that you can decorate, but if you do hanging baskets and stuff, again, you have to water them quite a bit.
Where do we get the essential oil from?
You can get, actually the essential oils are pretty good. You can get them now at Superstore, a lot of grocery stores. I like to buy them at Amaranth and Community Natural Health because I find them a little bit stronger, a little bit more pure. I think I have some at home that are organic, and you can tell the difference. There is a nicer smell to them and a stronger smell. And I actually, lavender is a relaxation, just for a little tidbit. So I like at night, I'll put lavender on myself, on my wrist and here, and I'll peppermint. And it's just a nice relaxing scent. So what do you guys think? I'll give you some cream here too.
It feels good already.
See, and that's so easy and cheap. I mean, there are more expensive ones out that you can buy. Don't use salt. Some people think if you use salt and you have a cut on your hand, ouch. Don't use real lemon because the same thing's going to happen. And you can use more expensive oils. You can use almond oil. You can use other oils other than olive oil. This is just something that's available in your kitchen.
That's Tracey. So he wants to say something.
Yes. What would you like to say?
So I just said you put lavender every night?
I do, because I just like to say, it's supposed to be a scent that relaxes you, calms you.
And you invite Pastor and invite
The daughter is here. Please don't traumatize her.
I won't listen to that. Any questions? Yes, you can. Thank you very much. And if anyone after too, I'll put this table back over here, and if anybody just wants to try this, I guess I could try to change the water.
Sorry, the hand thing, what did you say again? What did you use? Sugar and...
What I use is 1 teaspoon of sugar,
Yeah.
1 teaspoon of olive oil,
And you just scrub?
and you just scrub. You just scrub, and it's abrasive. The sugar is abrasive, and the lavender, the olive oil is moisture. So that just gets rid of it. Or any other questions? Or you can give me questions, or anyone else have any gardening tips, saving tips?
Sorry, the vegetable one. How long does all of that take to come out before you can eat it?
Well, the lettuce right now, I'm going to go home and cut it off and have a salad when I get home.
How long does
Because
that take from the process to get into there?
it depends how, because I bought it like this. I bought at Lowe's, I bought the lettuce at Lowe's. I found right now, because like I said of the weather, Superstore Garden may be open today, but last week it wasn't open. So I went to Lowe's, and you got to be really careful right now too, because there was plants that look like they've had frost to them. If they look like they look like limp, you got to be careful. Yeah, this, and I think it's $3. It was like 6 of them in here for $3. I'd rather get them like this than plant them from the seed. Just because now I'm finding with the weather so crazy, you want to kind of get them out as fast as you can. The tomato plant, I bought like this I think for $3. It'll take a while to get bigger and to get tomatoes on it. But this, I can take it home, cut this off and eat this, and it will grow back pretty quick.
How long?
I don't know by the time you can get a little bit more, even a week. Like lettuce is pretty quick. That's why I like lettuce, green onions, vegetables that don't need a lot of deep root. I like them. And the herbs too, you can cut them off right now. Just cut the tops off and eat them, and they grow back pretty fast. Sunlight and water. Am I good for my time, or do you need more questions? Do you say, boss, am I good for my time, or do I need... I have it. Okay, any questions, any saving tips? Ladies, must anybody have some more gardening tips, saving tips?
Someone wanted to know if you could use the sugar on your face.
I
don't think so.
No, I'd be careful.
But you could use Epsom salts.
No, you can't use Epsom salts on your face.
Really?
Yeah, Epsom salts will burn because it's a salt and it'll dry out. Epsom salts can dry your skin out. Have you? Yeah. 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 So what do you say? Are you saying, Chris, that you can? You have used the sugar and the lemon? Oh, okay. Just be careful of your eyes. Yeah. Yeah. So we can use, some of you have experience using sugar. Claire says sugar on your face. Anybody else, ladies? I'm losing
Okay,
everybody.
does anybody have any more questions?
Okay.
Any more questions for Tracey?
I'm going to come over to you. Oh yes, yes. Oh yes, ladies, when you have indoor plants, you want them near your windows. They need that sunlight. Especially if you have a day that it's really cold and they can't go outside or you're nervous to get them outside, they need that sunlight.
How often do you wet those? Because one night was wet and then they get much water and they die.
Yeah, true.
So I
Then
don't
they,
know how much water.
what I try to do, and this is just me, someone else may be more of an expert, I put my finger in the soil, and if it's very moist, then I know it's good. But if it starts to feel dried out, it depends where it is. If it's outside in the wind and the elements, yeah, it's usually indoors, yeah. Just cut back, and you know what, you might want to Google your particular plant, because some plants need less water than others. Oh yes, and one more point, that all the plants that you buy have little tags in them, and they tell you how to plant, how deep to plant them, how far apart to plant them.